All right, everybody. Hi, this is Philip with Disaster Piece Theater. We're going to try again.
Take two.
Every time you mess up, I'm moving that way.
Hey, everybody. This is Philip with Disaster Piece Theater. We're going to be interviewing the infamous Hurley, who won't take his damn hand off my leg. It's a little bothering. Yes, okay. That's better. That was weird. Anyway, we're shooting tonight this interview from Sneak Attack Studio here at the world famous doo-wop shop. Okay, it's not world famous, but still a cool place. Thank God you're here to do all that behind my back.
I do.
Anyway, we've had Hurley and his band Octalux several times at our Disaster Piece Theater shows. What was it,
1,000, I don't know.
Yeah. And
Twice, I think.
millions were there, and we all made a good chunk of change, didn't we? It was awesome.
I'm still counting.
Still counting? Yes.
The pennies.
Yeah, well, let's just say I can sit here all night and do this because I don't have to actually work for a living.
That's right, Phil.
As long as I have Hurley touching my leg, I don't have to work for a living. Anyway, we're also here with Lisa Kelly. Elliot? Or are we calling you something different these days?
Should I do
LKE.
one of these? Or some one of these?
Yes. We'll all do that. Let's all strike a pose. Yeah.
Okay.
Get our stills in. All right. Anyway, all right. Let's get back to this with Hurley here. I don't think
Don't look at the camera.
he don't like he don't to he doesn't much
Works good.
I know he doesn't wordsmith good as I did.
News.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him tell us a little bit of something.
A little bit of what?
Okay. I'm gonna let him tell us a little bit about Octalux. Give us a little Hurley.
You want the razzmatazz?
Yes, I want the poop. Give me the poop.
Wow. Brought it right down there, didn't you?
Quickly.
Oh God.
You're good at that, Phil.
Thanks.
Thanks. We're a
all
band. There you go. Okay.
It's all about butt jokes here at Disaster Piece Theater.
Fantastic. Raise your standards.
Yeah.
Octalux is our all original hard rock band. High energy. We do what we want. We do when we want it and why we want it. And if we don't want to do something, we don't, because we're not beholden to anybody besides ourselves. So if you like it, great. If you don't, you should.
That is fucking metal. Oops. That is metal.
Do we play metal?
You are.
I don't know if we play metal or not.
Well, I've seen you guys. I've run sound for you. I've done a lot of things for you. And I work with your drummer. Hi, Chase. And you guys, to me, are high energy hard rock. That's what
I would agree with that.
Would you go with that? All
I
right,
would agree with
good.
that.
I didn't want to make an ass out of myself, which I already have. But what's kind of the history? How long have you guys been together? You've been together
A long time. It started off originally as a project of mine. I had an SR-71 Elisa's drum machine, and
Jesus Christ.
that's right.
That's older than me.
Well, I found it at a garage sale, and it still worked. I'm like, $5, I got a drummer. It didn't talk back. It played what I wanted. It shut up when I told it to. It was perfect.
You know,
Showed up when you needed it.
Showed up when I needed it.
Did you realize I play drums and could
Yeah.
be considered a drummer? Then you're shit talking me. Oh, God damn it.
Anyway, so I started recording songs, and I didn't really care that there was no band. It was just me and this SR-71 that I don't have anymore. And eventually found the people and decided to play rock and roll, and then all the rest of it came.
But I mean, you guys, when did you put out your first record? You got
2001, before the 9/11 attacks. Not the day of, but like, I think that's August, like a couple weeks.
And how many have you done? You've done quite a few.
Let's see, there's Planet Love, The World of Hurt, there's Loud, Fast, and Awesome, there's the Cock Rock 101 that was unreleased, there, for legal reasons. Then there was No Apologies for Broken Hearts, there's Atomic, there's Noise in the Blood, there's the other half of Noise in the Blood, because we had too many songs, we decided to do an EP first, with more to come. And then there's the random songs here and there that you could compile one.
Oh.
somebody will find it when I'm dead, and they're like, the unreleased album.
Okay, so
Posthumously.
that was an excellent plug on the names of all the albums, but how many is that? I didn't keep count.
Planet of Love, Un, World of Hurt, 2, Loud, Fast, and Awesome, Trois,
Okay.
No Apologies for Broken Hearts would be 4, Atomic, and Noise in the Blood.
6.
Uno, dos, tres,
6
cuatro, cinco,
albums.
seis.
Oh. That's pretty awesome. I've done like 2 in my whole life.
You should do more.
That's pathetic, isn't it?
No?
Yeah.
Maybe you have
And
more important things to say, and I just won't shut up. There's that.
I've done it in 2 different bands, and you've done 6 albums with one band. That's pretty impressive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but look how long that band has stayed together. You've
Yeah.
had some
Well,
changes in
yeah.
players.
Yeah, I mean, how close is there anybody original other than yourself in the band?
Well, no, because I started it.
Well,
I mean, the SR-71 got fired, so and then Chase came along, and boom, there it is.
Okay, now Chase has been with you on
Every album.
every album. Okay, so we can consider him an original member,
Yeah.
essentially. All right. But you
He's my Gene Simmons.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes.
Mostly because he hates Alex Van Halen, and I'm not nearly as good as Eddie Van Halen, so I can't say that.
Well, that's the other day. You're the singer, guitar player, right?
Mhm.
Okay. How come you didn't play drums?
Why would I want to play drums?
Drums are awesome.
Okay.
Now I will say, was it No Apologies where you did the montage of all the pictures like from your tours and stuff and shows. I like those. There was another one that you did, Memories, too, with a lot of the.
Memories. We don't have anything called Memories.
It says Memories video.
Oh, okay. Oh, that. Oh, yeah.
Too.
Gotcha.
This is what
But
happens
you were
when
sitting
do
at drums
this
on
many
one of
albums.
those
Prob-
pictures.
That's probably true. Well, I can, show Chase what not to do. And then he goes in and is like, oh, you mean this? Get away from my drums. That's how that conversation
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of drummers I work with that just won't shut up. You can't get behind the drum set because,
They're better than you.
yeah, well, they're all, yeah, everybody's
Okay.
better. Everybody's better than me. I'm the biggest hack there is. You guys played anywhere recently or planning on playing anywhere?
We usually slow down the machine at the holidays just because, Christmas and Thanksgiving and family and New Year's and blah, 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 blah. And it's cold. And screw lugging gear in the cold. The last show we played was what I'm hoping, unbeknownst to the rest of the band, was the Hurley and Chase birthday bash because his birthday is October 1st.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's the 5th.
Somebody I know was supposed to come run sound for that.
And, I know.
Who was that?
I don't know. Who was it, Phil? Anyway, so that's the last show we played was our birthday show and we got really drunk post show. But what I'm wanting to do is turn that into a annual thing and expand it out because the original idea, because it took place at this place called Wildcat Saloon on the Pavilion downtown. If you're from Lexington, you know where that's at, and if you're not, then you don't. So the idea is to rent out the pavilion and have all the local charities line like food trucks, except so people can come and donate stuff because it's getting colder in October. Everybody's like, oh, toys for tots, because kids just need toys. They don't need clothes or whatever, apparently. So get them thinking in that direction about other people earlier in the year because then you got Halloween and then you got Thanksgiving and it's just rolling. You're like,
So
oh,
wait a
I'll get a
second.
coat for somebody.
You can rent that pavilion?
I can do anything I want.
Ah, well, that's right. You're Hurley. I'm just me.
Right. But that's the idea, is to have like a 4, 5, 6 hour concert where all the traffic can come through and there's different booths and drunk people like to spend money and they're like, oh, I have a cousin that needs a coat, here's some vegetable soup. But somebody can use that down the line
Yeah, you just have to be careful. There might be some people running around there who are going to take some of that stuff.
Okay, but if they need it, they can
They
take
could
it.
have it, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
And
so,
that's a good place to have it because it's
so we did it. We did this time. We just did it inside Wildcat Saloon and raised money for NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, and
Nice.
actually got some feedback today from that. Believe it or not, because another company that wants to launch something next year approached us. Approached us, and she wants to make her own candles and wanted to use us, and we decided that, well, that's fine. You can use our name, but we can do it with profit, and we mutually agreed to give it to NAMI. We wouldn't mind doing the Shriners or something like that. So we're all at giving back.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
We've done that in the past with Disaster Piece Theater too. Tried to always everyone have some sort of benefit. I think we did clothes, and I think we're going to do another one this year.
Sweet.
Clothes for kids. Anyway, oh shit.
This year, next year. Next year.
Yeah, this year's.
I know.
Unless you can
pulling
really
it together.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
31 minus 8.
Stuff is happening. Stuff is happening.
31 minus 8.
I'm positive.
Speaking of,
A lot of your songs,
Mhm.
there seems to be a Ramones influence.
Mhm.
Would you like to address that?
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
No.
let me lead you.
I-
I know you. I know Hurley personally, and I know that he is.
Let me tell the story.
Okay.
Let me tell the story. Because you're going to blow it.
Okay.
I don't think you know this
I
story.
don't want to blow it. I want to.
I've told this story in other interviews before.
Okay. Well then.
Well, apparently you haven't listened to them.
I
Thanks,
will
Dirk.
shut up.
Anyway, I'm not a giant Ramones fan. I like a couple songs. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. Well, I can't say that because that's insulting to Ramones. Anyway, so a little bit before I found the SR-71, at least this thing at the garage sale, my brother had returned home with a record collection. Well,
how old were you?
I don't remember. I really don't. Anyway, and so I'm looking through his stuff because he's my older brother, you know. And there's this album, and they look like superheroes. And I'm like, what the shit is this? Because he had this other album, it was a Spinners album, like some 70s funk band or whatever. Can't believe he liked that, but he doesn't. He's a country guy now. I don't know. But anyway, but he would never let me. And it was an album. And it was perforated, like the outline of the pictures of the people, so you couldn't punch them out, or I'd get in trouble. Because I tried, really tried. And I still want to now that I think about it. But anyway, so he had this album, and they looked like superheroes, and there's fire and lightning and all kinds of shit. It was a Kiss album. It was a Rock and Roll Over. So I put it on because I wasn't supposed to play with his record player either. And
You were born a rebel, weren't you?
right, so I put it on, and I don't know if I had skipped the first song, "I Want You," or I don't remember it, but the second song, side one, "Rock and Roll Over," the first, it's called "Take Me." Put your hand in my pocket, grab onto my rocket. I'm like, they sing about spaceships. Little did I know it was about blowjobs.
Yeah.
But guess what? And that's what started it all, because I was like, those guys, I'll do it, whatever that's about.
Yeah, and I knew that about you. You and Chase. Chase walks around here just showing me memes of Kiss all day.
That's right.
Look
You
at
know
this.
why?
Yeah.
They're the greatest rock and roll band that's ever existed, period, bar none.
I will.
We can fight about it right now. Name one better.
It's
Go.
funny though.
Go.
No,
Go.
I'm gonna skip
Okay.
it. I don't
Chicken.
want to fight. I'm a loving guy.
I'll say it, the greatest band ever.
Yeah, there are. But it's funny because Lisa here heard the Ramones influence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I can see where she'd get that a little bit. There's a simplicity to Kiss's songs, simplicity to theirs, but it still punches you in the face.
Right.
And, Kiss, I would say, had the more commercial feel to it, the more memorable style, and more
I don't know.
success from it.
Right.
But
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing for any artist, painter, carpenter, musician, whatever. There's a way I like to tell it to people who aren't musicians: are there's no Queen for Freddie Mercury. He's never heard Queen. I've never heard Octalux.
right.
How other people have. So
Oh, yeah.
being in the middle of it, you're like, well, I
I've
guess
had
they
it.
like it, or well, they don't like this.
Well, I've had a few. You're the writer for Octalux, and I've had a few people that come off stage with Gotcha, and I'm the main writer, and I'm the bass player.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things that a lot of people said to me when I come off stage is like, "You really like Tool, man, don't you?" And I'm like,
What?
I don't own a Tool album."
I don't get too a lot of you
Well-
guys at all.
Well, right. I don't feel that way either, but the similarity there that I think is because the band is bass and vocal driven. Tool's past albums have been bass and vocal driven.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can figure out.
I don't see that.
Why
at all.
they would say that. I don't either.
I mean, it's not an insult, I guess. A lot of people like Tool.
No, but I mean, I've come off stage and they've said that, and that's what she said, Ramones. But I know you, and I know you're.
I mean, there's nothing
That's
against the
actually Chris.
Ramones. I mean, I know they were very influential to billions of people.
Right, but I think it's an interpretation that people
I mean,
take.
Sheena is a punk rocker, so
Is she?
she is.
I did her. Anything else you want to add?
I want to know where the name came from.
Okie dokie, here we go.
Because I don't even know this
You want the
story.
truth, or you want what I tell people, or you
I
want
want
something
all
fresh?
of it.
I want
I want all of it, her.
Something fresh. Well, it is what Lent is called in Zimbabwe.
Really?
No. I literally just said, you want the fresh story? And you're like, yeah. And you fell for it.
Well,
La, la, la.
is the real story going to be any better than that? Because I like that.
No, I usually tell people it's Latin for orgasm, and that just...
No, I wouldn't get that.
Yeah, you know why?
Because I know a little bit of Latin.
Because what the American people don't know is what makes them the American people, Tommy Boy.
Boom!
Because nobody knows Latin.
That's true.
The story goes, so by the time my buddy Steve, he played bass, and so for a very short time it was me and Steve and the SR-71. Is that the name of that thing, SR-71, or is that like an album? That's an album by Right Now. That's an album by that band. Doesn't matter.
You sure
So
what DR for drum?
could
DR-71?
you have a phone? Google it.
See,
Anyway,
I don't
so
Google
the
that.
real story is there was a band around here called Super Fuzz.
Mhm.
And I was a big Super Fuzz fan. It's also named after a pedal from like a million years ago, SUPA Fuzz. So I was like, I need something like that that rolls off the tongue. Apparently I'm a failure because our band name doesn't. But so I remember we're sitting around
Don't even
drinking
start
one
on band names, dude.
we're sitting around drinking one night and drinking and like, how about this and how about shoelace and freaking straw cup and television and dildo escapade and everything under the friggin' sun. And then we woke up the next day and Octalux was written on a piece of paper, and since the A was in it, it kind of
Super Octa. Okay.
right.
All right.
We've been called Ultralight. We've been called Octalux, Octalite, Upper Light. I mean, nobody knows the name. If I could change it, I would.
I was in a band called Theater of Pain once, and we drove up, and at
You got the City Boy Blues?
the marquee it said Theodore Payne.
Theodore.
Oh, no.
Theodore Payne. That's actually a pretty good name. Yes, you should change your name to that. Theodore Payne. Teddy Payne.
Look, every
You could be
band
a
name
blues
I've ever
artist.
come up with is just terrible. So.
Old Teddy Payne sings it from the heart, man.
Oh, I didn't. Well, another time we drove up and it was Theater of Paint. So, I mean,
Oh,
Theater
my
Paint.
gosh.
Theater of Paint, yes.
Sweet,
So,
nice.
Yeah, I noticed that you had opened for LA Guns.
Oh, yeah. So we went up I think it was in Cincinnati somewhere. I'm not sure. But anyway, so JD, our roadie at the time, we get to the venue, hall, place, thing that it was. I don't even know what it was or where it was at. Anyway, so we get there first. The doors are open. No one is inside. Not a staff member, not nothing. There's absolutely no power. So we're like, what? Is this, do we have the address right? So we're checking our phones and stuff like that. Anyway, so somebody eventually who works there shows up. It's like, yep, power's off. So we're like, so do we unpack? Do we go home? Blah, blah. while we're having this discussion, not me and you, but
Right. Yeah.
so JD's out there stealing, not stealing, but going through his tools to fix the power in the building.
Oh, wow.
And just about the time he gets the power back on, then the LA Guns people van shows up and all rolls out as wonderfully as it possibly could. But that's what I remember about that particular gig, because I'm like, is this gonna blow?
You got any other gig stories or?
I have way better gig stories than that. I won't mention the band, but I got a blowjob from the bass player's girlfriend in a band that opened for us one time while they were playing.
That wasn't quite what I was.
Cut. Chop, cut, slice.
In their van.
Pull that place back in over.
You wanted the truth.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted the truth. Let's see.
So you got any other stories about?
All right, so one time, because we're totally not cutting away. So
we did have a phone problem.
Right, so we're playing in Tennessee, someplace, I don't remember. So Chase decides to eat a burger before the show. And here's the stage, and here's Chase's drum kit, and he's blah, blah, blah. And right behind him is like the door to the outside of the building. So, we're at the end of the show, good night, bump. He turns around, kicks the door open, and blah!
Oh,
And he
no.
played the entire show having to puke. It was awesome. And then there was a time because we have a kind of an insider drink, which won't be inside once I tell this story, but whatever. So if you ever want it to be tomorrow or need it to be tomorrow, this is what you do. Anyway, so it's called a Darth Vader.
I don't. Yes, I want to know, but we won't do that on.
Okay.
Public.
Anyway, it's called a Darth Vader. So the important key to the Darth Vader is to remember to get it in a shot, not a drink.
Mm-hmm.
So a Darth Vader is nothing but a Long Island iced tea. Take the Coke out, replace it with Jaeger.
Oh.
There you go. But it is tomorrow, and the pain goes away. Anyway, so we're playing in Louisville somewhere, and we lose one of our roadie guys. And we had just come up with this drink at this point. And
did you lose him to the drink?
yes, because he didn't remember the key factor: shot, not drink. So he got the drink. He's like, man, it's so horrible. And kept drinking it. We found him on the roof of the building.
That's
I don't know how, and I don't know
Was
when.
he passed out or just
I
hanging out there naked or what?
I don't know. And then there's a time that we got a call right before we went on stage again in Cincinnati and said, hey, man, you want to come play a show in another state tonight? So we're like, yeah.
Yeah. You go.
So we fucking loaded up, playing our show, good night, and loaded our shit, drove back to Kentucky, like hour and a half, 2 hours away, unloaded in the rain, good night. It was 2 shows in 2 states in 4 hours, 5 hours.
Math is, yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a record.
No, it's probably not.
No, it's
well,
not.
40 shots.
That was fun. The gay clubs we went into in Chicago, Moses was a very attractive man and liked one of our roadie
Do you have a
people.
leg like this?
No, a lot smoother. But he was all about some of our roadie guy. So, and they were giving us free drinks. So we're like, well, why not? Swear to God, right before that, before our show, we were staying in Lincoln Park in the downtown area, and there's whatever the hotel was. There's like a sidewalk, and there's a bar. And you walk downstairs in the bar. So we go down there for some drinks before the show or some shit like that. And in the back corner, there's a tall, scrawny, bald guy, all alone by himself. And I swear to God, it was Billy Corgan. I do not know if it was Billy Corgan or not. But they were playing our album a year later or sometime later. So we're like, well, we had a good time at this Berlin club. I don't even know if that place still exists. It does. So we go back to the gay club. And this time, Delicious liked me. Moses was not there, but Delicious.
Oh,
Delicious was there. He was a very nice individual.
Okay.
and
It's all right.
right. He was very attracted to me, and I was very attracted to the free drinks he was feeding me. So, so we got along great. There's a time one of us got slapped because we somehow got put on this one of those shows,
Yeah.
and they didn't like us.
Yeah,
So
I had that
this
happen.
girl walked up
Oh my
as
god.
we're breaking down, and and then
Oh, I
Chase
did-
tried to fight a biker. Yeah, it was a biker. And then there was the time that this Marine guy came up to me because apparently I was lacking information about this girl that he had.
That happens to all of us.
Well, it does. I just, I didn't know she was married. But anyway, he wound up buying me a shot because I was honest with him,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't kill me. I was very happy about that.
Yes, I've had those moments where I've been actually scared. I think.
Oh, I was terrified because this man was a man. He was twice.
We were in Dixon, Illinois, in a Motley Crue tribute and playing in a thrash metal bar that
Oh.
actually had a freaking fence in front of the stage.
Like Roadhouse.
And we came out after these 3 or 4 death metal bands did their set, and we came out in our hair tees and makeup and doing, Motley Crue songs, and they were pulling that chain down and just,
Oh my.
just I mean, just
Did you pee your pants?
death and yeah, jump out. Yeah. But you can tell they were leather, and I held it in until I was done.
Sure.
I emptied it later,
You're a liar.
bucket,
You lie.
pee in a bucket.
Fun fact, the very first Octalux shows to be creative, I could only afford so many t-shirts per show. So whatever was the cheapest t-shirt that I could get with the logo, I would buy whatever color it was. And then I would dye my hair the same color as the t-shirt. So I'm very familiar with shampoo and Kool-Aid and bleach blonde. And let me tell you, if you've never shampooed and Kool-Aided your hair, do not expect to get out of the shower feeling hair for
Oh no.
for a while. I mean, it comes out eventually, like 2-3 days later. But
Kool-Aid does it?
Kool-Aid and shampoo, whatever color you want.
Uh-huh.
Bleach your hair completely blonde,
Uh-huh.
and then just put it in there.
That's some song because I don't want to hear that.
No, your penis envy's fine.
Oh, are we back on?
For now.
Yeah, well.
So anyway, we played this show for, I will not name your name. Anyway, and somehow or other, he thought we owed him. He asked us to be on his show.
Who's we? Who are we talking about?
The band.
Octalux.
We Octalux. That's the band we're in. I don't know what story were we on
Yeah, was it?
because we're totally doing all this in one fell swoop, not cutting away at all.
No editing.
It was.
Somebody thought that you owed them money.
Oh, so we played this show. We got asked to play this show. We got asked to play the show. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Anyway, so we played the show, and somehow or other, it got turned around that he thought that we owed him some money to pay the sound dude or whatever. So he gets picked up with this other band as a fill-in dude to open for Motley Crue. So, okay, that's good. Great. Fantastic. He's a good friend of mine. I'm just giving him shit about this. But, so one night I'm down here at some bar and my phone rings and, there's some band playing, whatever. So I go to the bathroom to answer the phone. Well, I missed the call. So I put the phone back in my pocket, walk back out. My phone starts ringing again. And it's, and he calls me. He's like, yeah, where you at, mother? And I'm like, I'm at wherever bar I was at. Well, Tommy Lee just called to tell you if you don't give him my $50, you're going to kick your fucking ass. So I want my $50. So he literally had Tommy Lee call me.
Like Tommy Lee would give a crap about $50.
I would have just told Tommy Lee to give him $50 for me and pay him next time I see him.
I like that.
Really? But no. That's fun. Anyway, you asked what? You had what about what?
I love the song "My Beautiful," and I wanted to know what that was about.
Well, my superpower has always been to identify the one girl in the room that doesn't want to know my name and doesn't really care about anything, just wants to show me her giblets. Or show somebody her giblets, not just necessarily me. Because sometimes that's all you're really looking for, and
Is there one in every room?
not every room, but
All right.
usually when you're out and about, that even
I do not have this superpower, so I'm
well,
intrigued.
anyway. So that's what the song is about, because it's about being that person and being with a person like that. Not that I'm particularly that person anymore, but when you're there, you're kind of doing it to, for lack of no pun intended, fill in this hole that you have in your life that you're looking for. Hey, maybe if I go out to this place, or go do that thing, or go do that person, or go do this other thing, maybe whatever it is I'm looking for, which turns out to be purpose and meaning. Don't tell anybody purpose and meaning. Anyway, but that's what that song is about, because sometimes they look really, really good and very, very tempting, and that's what the song is about.
Okay. Doomsday Cupid.
Doomsday Cupid. Roughly kind of the same lines, but not really, because I like to deal with archetypal type of people. If you look at any kind of major or even minor, just kind of like take a Star Wars or a Star Trek or a Marvel. There's Superman's this way, he's archetype, he's the good boy, he's the Boy Scout, the Joker's this way,
Always.
or Darth Vader's this way, and Mr. Spock's that way, or whatever. So when I'm discussing people per se, unless it's myself, it's a generic amalgamation of what I've perceived of people kind of like that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like the old Rod Stewart album, "Blondes Have More Fun." That's just a saying, but generically,
But they do. Okay.
throughout the
Speaking as a blonde.
They do.
see, this is how I identify.
Yes.
Not that she wants, but that's how. Oh, see, that's how that works.
But
Right, but so my beautiful is having been screwed over, and it's just before, and screwing over people before, I'm guilty as well.
What?
Turning the question back on them, how does it feel? How would this feel if I did this to you? Because we've all been asked that question by the other person that we've wronged. You're like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a karma in the world.
right, and then it switches perspective. Oh, looky there, I'm dirty.
I thought
I don't
that
know
was
what
part
that
of a new tattoo.
It has some more to
That's
do.
what I'm touching
But
my
it
leg
switches
or-
perspectives. Like the verses is identifying, and then the chorus is reflecting back.
I like that.
You cut that off my pants when you were touching my leg.
It's the hate.
Filthy.
Any other songs?
Not at the moment. Those were the two that really jumped
It's
out.
only
Of course,
two
there's
she listened to.
Atomic.
It's only two.
No, I listened to Atomic.
She listened to every one of them, note for note. Atomic the song,
I
or
truly
Atomic the
did.
album?
The song.
Very tough song to pull off live. We can do it. It's not tough to play. It's just to make it right in that minuscule pocket of right there, because it's not too fast, it's not too draggy, it's just right there.
It's a feel song, and you gotta have the right tempo.
It's a feel, and it's a song. You gotta have the right feel,
Right.
and it's very high energy.
The right feel. Yeah. All right. Give it a shot.
I like
And I
that.
listened
You
to
want
your
the sugar?
cover.
Of what? Every Rose?
No. Laura went blank.
The Rat tune?
No.
You have a rap tune?
Rat,
Oh,
like
okay.
a haze band.
It wasn't Bon Jovi, was it?
Oh yeah,
That one.
Get out
that
there.
became part.
I liked it.
Fun fact. So here we were. I was working at this club as the janitor, because that's what you do, because you get keys and access and late night hours. That's how you identify. Anyway, so
You've done a lot of research, I can see on this.
I pay attention. I play the fool, but I'm not. Anyway, so I was working at this club, and somebody said, "Hey, Stephen Piercy of that '80s band Rat's coming in today. Would you like to meet him?" Sure, why not? So I go down, and this was around the Loud, Fast, and Awesome time. And there was a cover of Every Rose Has Its Thorn on that album. We started doing it as a joke and kind of became a thing there for a minute. So we put it on there, and ironically, if you speed that song up, it becomes a very good Go F Yourself
That's
song.
right. You, at one of the Disaster Beast theaters,
Right.
you performed that song dedicated to me, and I was mortified. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Anyway, probably the first time we played it forever. Anyway, so I go down, and somebody had to go to the doctor. I can't remember who, or the dentist that day. So I meet Piercy. Ironically, nicest guy you'll ever meet. Super nice, super kind. So I was telling him, somebody was offhandedly mentioned somebody was going to dentist. He's like, my tooth hurts. Call him and see if you can get me in. So a half hour later, there's me and Stephen Piercy from Rat tooling around in my Ford ZX2 to Nicholasville, Kentucky to go to the dentist.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, in between, he's like on his phone. He's like, yeah, you know, your mom sounds like a nice person, you know. Kentucky's really beautiful. Hang on. Go fuck yourself. I'll fucking kill you, you motherfucker. Anyway, your daughter. Blah, blah, blah. I don't have a daughter. But it was...
Your point's
It was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He did not like being on the phone with whoever was talking to him. It wasn't just one person. Anyway, so we go to the dentist, and he gets all done up, and we have to go to Walmart. So me and Stephen Piercy from Rat go to Walmart to fill his prescription. Of course, me, Stephen Piercy of Rat, didn't bring his wallet. So he's like, I'll get you back at the bus. So it was like $10 or some crap like that. So we...
Oh, you had a copay?
Yeah.
What?
Right. So we get in the car and we go back to the venue. So I was thinking, well, this guy's been famous. Maybe he can do something for the band. So I go home and do whatever. Come back, he gives my $10 or whatever. See? Honest.
What?
Smokes Marlboro Reds like they're going out of style. So I was like, hey, want a beer? You know, trying to schmooze up. And he's like, I don't drink anymore. I was like, oh, really? That's interesting. Why? He's like, well, when you wake up every morning for 3 months and there's something broken in your house and your car is on and your car door's open in the driveway, I just think it's time to stop. What about you? I was like, valid. I'll take it.
Good point. Good point.
Good point.
Yeah,
You know,
very wise.
very nice guy. So he wanted us to do, because of course I played in the album.
Right.
And he knew those Rat people, or not Rat, but Poison.
Yeah.
He knew those guys. Anyway, so I was like, playing the cover, trying to smooze all day. The dentist didn't work. But he's like, you know what you guys should do? You should do a whole 80s cover. That's Cock Rock 101. So we wound up re-recording 5 80s ballady tunes a la our style. The only one I really wish we were done, and I think I know who's got the tracks. We did Home Sweet Home, Home Sweet Home tonight, and we did Giving Yourself Away by Rat, which he's like, you know, you guys should do Giving Yourself Away. You know, Rat song. I'm like, oh yeah, totally. Never heard it before in my life. So
that would be a great song if I knew what it was.
Right, but I played it up like it was like my favorite Rat song of all time. Never had heard it, learned how to play it. It didn't turn out half bad if you know the song. Actually, his guitar player, Eric, really liked our cover of it. Whatever. That's just, and we did Heaven Isn't Too Far Away. And we did Every Rose Again. And we did, what's the, I'm a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Still, that one. Whatever Bon Jovi song that was.
Wanted, Dead or Alive.
Yeah, that one. So, are you writing secret notes? Well, that's fine, Phil. You can hate the 80s all you want, but this guy asked us to do it. He owns a record label. I was like, well, why not? We had nothing better to do. It took us like
That's
2 days
awesome.
to, yeah. And then
But you did Firehouse.
there's no Firehouse.
No,
What's
wait.
Firehouse?
Oh, no, it was Warrant. Sorry.
Right.
Firehouse.
Learn your 80s ballads, dude. Jesus.
Firehouse would have been worse.
Mr. I'm going to go in a teased up metal band, Motley Crue cover. I hate the fucking 80s.
I was young.
Fun.
Yes.
By the way, this spot on this couch when we were recording Atomic, right here. Right here. She was right there. And I was in an argument with somebody about the end of this song that didn't make the album. Because I'm a big fan of doing things my way. Because I like my way. Anyway, so we were in an argument about it. No,
you and I get along.
it doesn't need to go back to the chorus. I'm like, it does need to go back to the chorus. And right here is one of my favorite Octalux moments right here on this couch. Because the greatest analogy of all fucking time came out of my mouth right here. So we're arguing about whether the song should, after the bridge could come back to the chorus or just play on the thing and roll it out. I'm like, look, it's just like Thanksgiving. Nobody wants fucking green beans after you've had a pumpkin pie. Go back to pumpkin pie. I said a lot more vehemently at that point. You can find that video on youtube.com.
Oh my god.
Somewhere. I'm going to take a nice cool beverage. This video is brought to you by Speedway.
That straw almost went up your nose there. All right.
Maybe it's cocaine. Who knows? Maybe it's not. Yes.
Cut. All right. You got any more? What's up we got?
I'm good.
I think we could do this for another hour. It sounds
I
like
know,
we're
that's what
rolling
I'm
pretty
afraid
good
of.
here, so.
Well, we can always do it again at a different time.
No, I mean, I'm making sure we got
could-
enough.
Yeah.
I could ask if you wrote all of the songs.
Ask.
You know, wrote, produced, how it all came down.
Yeah,
Credit yourself.
all of
Mental
your
state of
songs
mind.
except for the covers, obviously. Did you write them?
I look at it interestingly. I come up with an idea because I write kind of oddly. I'll write like every couple months,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll come up with like 5 ideas, and I'll like 2 of them. So whenever I get 10, it's time to record an album. But then they're just in my mind. They're done, and then I introduce them to Chase, and he's like, "That's garbage. That's awesome. Chase is the best sounding board ever. He's only been wrong on 1 song, and you know what song it is." But from the initial thought to finished product, there's only been 1 Octalux song ever that's turned up from here to, and that was Stack off the first album.
I like from here to here.
Right, because that's where it goes. It goes from here to the heart, to the penis, to the hand.
It goes from here to the penis and then back up to the
No.
No?
You
No.
filter it.
Sometimes they go from
This
the
is
penis
logic,
on
this is
up.
compassion, this is passion, this is rock.
I like that.
I do what I can.
I do that.
So as far as writing, 99.9% of the time it's all my lyrics. Mostly because I'm really picky and I'm like, well, if I'm saying it, I'm writing it. I don't be like, well, Phil bought me a cigarette. No. I ain't gonna do that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
But musically, predominantly it's been a lot of my ideas, but that sounds very egotistical because it's just like, hey, how about this? So whereas my idea might be 3 seconds of a song, it was built around that idea. Like, well, to make him happy and shut him up, we'll put that 3 seconds in there, and then the rest of the song's ours. And then there's other times I'll just like, here it is, and I'm like, that works.
I always liken it to I give guys skeletons and they put the muscle and the flesh on it.
And you know, Tony can take anything and be like, and make it sing. So I'm like, well, I don't need to write songs anymore because I need to quit playing guitar. That's the best thing about playing with Tony because he's a proud Italian man. And when his hands are like this, he can't stab me. So I can kiss him on stage, or I can be down and be like, look at this. Say all kinds of dumb crap.
He doesn't look out. He's in his own world.
Right. So see, I can do anything.
Yeah.
If you ever watch his videos, I'm a dead man, but whatever.
Yeah.
I also do little things to mess Chase up all the time.
I bet he can get cantankerous if you mess
No,
him
because
up too much.
No, you can't. You can't mess him up. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Oh.
I can catch him off guard, but not mess him up. The secret. Here you go.
No sticks have been thrown at your head by Chase.
I didn't say that.
All
I did not say that.
right.
Just because they slip out of his hand doesn't mean he threw them on purpose.
Yeah.
The secret if you really want to have a good, I don't know if you have, well, if you want to have a good time, I've never done this to anybody else other than Chase, is to turn around mid-song, especially when they're going, and pull out the 1984 or 85 or 86, whatever it is, Paul Stanley move, right there in the middle of the song, he's jamming. If you ever see me turn around and my back's to the audience, watch Chase, because that's 99% of the time what I'm doing.
And a precision lead thrum stick doesn't come your way.
I don't know. But it's kind of just our thing, because he knows what it comes from. I can reference anything off that Live Kiss thing, and he knows exactly what it is. And if we ever won the lottery, putting that thing on at Rupp Arena, full costume, full same stage lighting, everybody in Lexington is invited, and you'll see the Detroit 1984 Animalized Live Tour, brought to you by Octalux and Chase in a leopard skin leotard, because he may look like a little boy, but he's built like a man. I did that to Chase once too, and I'm like, because it comes from that. You have to watch it. It's the greatest rock and roll concert of all fucking time.
Oh, okay. All right.
By the greatest fucking rock and roll band of all fucking time.
Have you seen Rammstein?
Nobody wants green beans once you have pumpkin pie.
Oh, it's come full circle now. Here we are. I get it.
Here we are.
All right.
And actually, now I think about it, I was sitting there, but they were sitting.
That's why you gravitated to that first, and we made you move. So
Accurate.
yes, well. Want me to do an outro now?
Go for it.
Baby Yoda is calling my name.
Fucking hate Baby Yoda memes. I
So
hate 'em.
cute though.
Why?
Oh, well,
What do you get out of
because
hate?
they're everywhere, and
Oh,
because
so's oxygen, so's
Sweet.
sunshine.
it's just there's so many, and there's not all good.
What about
So?
the cat?
Huh?
What about Smudge the cat? Do you like those?
There's been a few smudge.
The point is, what? Why process hate? There's no
Because
reason.
that's who I am.
No, that's who you want to be.
No,
But you're not that guy. You're not the
I-
person. That's not the person I know. It's a good cover.
That's my image. You had your Hurley thing here.
Yeah, but you don't really believe that. You're not being true to yourself. You're a loving, caring individual.
Let me lay down on this couch. Psychobabble me.
No, you love your wife. You love your kids.
Dude,
Right. You
Yeah.
love doing a good job. You're proud of yourself. You're proud of your band. You love putting on a great show. What's wrong? There's nothing to hate about that.
I think you should give Hurley the clipboard, and he can start writing and asking questions.
So-
take the seat of power here. Let me lay down
Seat
over
of
here.
Power. There we go.
Ooh. Look, just give me a little.
He can edit that out.
I'm not a.
Oh, you can find.
Hold
us-
on. I'll lead you into it. And
Like you've never heard of them.
so, where can we find all this Octalux stuff?
Well, it's on the web, on the interwebs.
The interwebs.
Yes, it's all. We're on all the streaming sites. We're on YouTube. There's actual physical copies you can probably find and order. If you find me on a good day, there might be one or two in my trunk. I'm not sure.
I carry.
Just leaving that one alone, aren't you?
Yeah.
Leaving the trunk alone.
No.
That's fun. But no, it's anywhere.
Well, your trunk, yeah, I'm really
Right, because move aside the duct tape and the zip ties. There's probably some CDs in there.
All right. So that's where you can find Octalux stuff.
OCTALUX.
And there's the proper spelling of it. Go and find it. It's
Right.
It's out there. It's in the world. Look for it. Stop sitting around bitching going, there's no good music out there since the 80s.
Nobody says since the 80s.
Well, I added that because I'm not
Because
a
you
fan.
hate the 80s.
Yes. Anyway, this has been Philip Osborne and LKE of Disaster Piece Theater.
And Hurley from Octalux.
And this guy right here.
Take another drink of my ice cold beverage that I got from Speedway that totally is not sponsoring this video.
I'm really happy at this particular moment. We're not closing like it ended with his hand on my leg because that was creepy.
Fade to black.
Get it. Well, zoom in. There you go.
hold this look. Oh! That's where you'll stop the video. Well, this has been Philip. Good. All right. Well, this has been Philip with Disaster Piece Theater, along with LKE here. How can everybody get a hold of you?
Canadian Tuxedo at AOL.com.
At LKE at disasterpiecetheater.com. If you've got any articles, pictures, if your band's going to be playing somewhere, send it to me and I'll make sure it gets posted.
We're closing our interview here with the infamous Hurley. You don't like you using just Hurley.
That's the name.
You're like Prince. You're like Hurley.
Accurate.
Gotcha.
The other guy never got laid. Hurley did, so I went with that.
Oh. So, cutting your name in half, that works?
Apparently.
All right. Hurley of Octalux, thank you so much for coming out, bro.
Thank you.
And you can get all of his music on all the streaming sites.
Mm-hmm.
He also may have...
And the Victrola.
Yes.
8 tracks.
78 speed.
78 speed.
Awesome. My shoes untied.
That's right.
I'm going to close it.
Thank you all.
Take care.